Long ago, in a small village nestled between the rolling hills and dense forests of Africa, there lived a poor man named Jabari. Jabari was known throughout the village for his kind heart and hard-working nature. But no matter how much he toiled, he could never seem to escape the clutches of poverty. His hut was small and crumbling, his clothes were patched and worn, and his meals were often nothing more than a handful of millet or a few wild roots. Despite his hardships, Jabari never lost hope. Every morning, he would wake before the sun, rose, thank the ancestors for the gift of a new day, and set out to work in his meager fields. He would sing as he worked, his voice carrying across the village, a reminder to all that even in the face of adversity, joy could still be found. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky turned a deep shade of orange, Jabari sat outside his hut, staring at the stars. He sighed deeply, wondering if his life would ever change. Just as he was about to retire for the night, an old woman appeared at the edge of his compound. She was hunched over, her hair as white as the moon, and her eyes sparkled with a wisdom that seemed to pierce through the darkness. "Good evening, Jabari," she said, her voice soft but firm. "I have traveled far and am in need of rest. May I share your fire tonight?" Jabari, though surprised by her sudden appearance, nodded warmly. "Of course, grandmother. You are welcome here. Please, sit and warm yourself." He offered her a seat by the fire and shared what little food he had, a small bowl of porridge and a few roasted yams. The old woman ate gratefully, her eyes never leaving Jabari's face. When she finished, she leaned closer and said, "You are a good man, Jabari. Your kindness has not gone unnoticed by the spirits. I have something for you." From the folds of her tattered cloak, she pulled out a small, intricately carved calabash. It shimmered in the firelight, as though it were made of gold. Jabari's eyes widened in awe. "This is no ordinary calabash," the old woman explained. "It is a gift from the ancestors. If you pour water into it and speak your heart's desire, the water will turn into whatever you need most. But beware. It will only work for those who are pure of heart and intention. Greed or selfishness will cause it to lose its power forever." Jabari took the calabash with trembling hands. "Thank you. Grandmother, I will use it wisely." The old woman smiled, her eyes twinkling. "I know you will, Jabari. Remember, true wealth is not measured by what you have, but by what you give." With that, she stood, turned, and disappeared into the night, leaving Jabari staring at the golden calabash in his hands. The next morning, Jabari filled the calabash with water from the river and held it close. He closed his eyes and whispered, "I wish for enough food to feed my family and my village." When he opened his eyes, the water had turned into a rich, nourishing stew, enough to feed everyone in the village. The villagers were overjoyed and praised Jabari for his generosity. Word of the magical calabash spread quickly, and soon people from neighboring villages came to see it for themselves. Jabari, true to his nature, used the calabash to help anyone in need. He provided food for the hungry, medicine for the sick, and even seeds for farmers whose crops had failed. The village flourished, and Jabari became a beloved figure, known far and wide for his kindness and selflessness. But not everyone was pleased with Jabari's good fortune. In a nearby village, there lived a wealthy but greedy man named Cato. Cato had heard of the golden calabash and coveted it for himself. He believed that with such power, he could amass even greater wealth and control over the people. One night, Cato sneaked into Jabari's village and stole the calabash while Jabari slept. He hurried back to his home, filled the calabash with water, and greedily declared, "I wish for a mountain of gold and jewels." But as he spoke, the water in the calabash turned black and began to boil. Cato cried out in fear as the calabash grew, hotter and hotter, until it finally shattered into 1,000 pieces, leaving him with nothing but a burned hand and a heart full of regret. The next morning, Jabari awoke to find the calabash missing. He searched high and low but could not find it. Heartbroken, he returned to his hut, wondering how he would continue to help his people. As he sat by the fire that evening, the old woman appeared once more. "Do not despair, Jabari," she said gently. "The calabash was never meant to last forever. Its power came from your pure heart and selfless actions. Even without it, you have shown that true wealth lies in the love and kindness we share with others." Jabari nodded, understanding her words. Though he no longer had the golden calabash, he realized that he still had the power to make a difference. He continued to work hard, share what he had, and inspire others to do the same. And in time, the village became even stronger, bound together by the spirit of generosity and community. And so, the tale of Jabari and the golden calabash was passed down through generations, a reminder that true wealth is not found in material possessions, but in the richness of the heart.